Hello everyone, good morning. Hope my audio is, I hope you all can hear me. If you can, just please reply on chat if possible. Okay, great, great. So we'll just wait for another 2 more minutes and because we're expecting some more participants to join as well. So once they join, we will then get started. So we'll just wait for another 2 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, we can receive the chats. Hi, hello. Yes.
Is my screen visible, hopefully? If you can reply on chat. Okay, great. We'll just wait for another 1 more minute and we'll then get started. Okay, so I think we have waited for around 2 minutes, so I think we'll get started. My team members are here as well, so if any of your team members are still joining the webinar, they will gladly assist and they'll admit you in as well. So very, very good morning. I hope my screen is visible, right? The presentation is visible. Just a quick yes on chat. Perfect, perfect. All right, great. Let's just go ahead. Okay, so very good morning to all. I really thank each and every one of you for joining us today. And yeah, so my name is Smriti Prabhu Irwil, and I'm currently working as an associate quality analyst for Jupiter Business Manager, Jupiter Business System, and I'm also a current product expert as well. So, a few pointers for this webinar. All of our participants here will be currently muted, and videos have been disabled as well. So what we have done is we have opened the chat and the Q&A session, which we will take up at the end of this session. So it will allow you to ask questions, which our team will answer at the end of this session, and we'll be gladly taking up your questions and your queries as well. So warm welcome and a very good morning to each and every one of you. And also, if any of your team members are still joining in, my colleagues are here as well. Mr. Sunil Shenoy is here. We have Mr. Ajinkya Vijay as well, Ms. Reshma Ravindran. So they are my colleagues over here as well. And if any of your team members are joining, they'll admit you to the lobby. If you have any other technical difficulties, you can inform them and they will take it forward. Yeah. So I think we're all good to go ahead.
Yes, Smriti.
All good? Okay, fine.
Yeah, best wishes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I see some hands being raised. So I'm assuming you have some questions. So what we can do is we will take up all your queries and questions at the end of the session. Uh, Actually, that's what we will switch on the mic at the end of the session if possible. But if you have any queries, we will take it up during the Q&A. Is that okay? So that our flow of the webinar is also smooth. All right, great. Okay, so let's get started then. Okay. So today's session is about UAE MPCI filing and JBM's integration. So just a few pointers before we start our presentation. This is not an end-to-end demonstration. Right now, we are going to cover up the main MPCI filing, the regulatory requirements, and why UAE has introduced this in the first place. We'll discuss a little bit about the overview or the workflow of how this registration and filing process happens. Along with that, we will also go on with the JBM's integration as well. Coming to the contents, we have designed this session specifically to move you from awareness to readiness. So by this end of this webinar, you'll clearly understand the regulatory obligations, which many or most of you might be also aware of, but we will clear or clarify those points in this webinar here. And along with that, we will also discuss a little bit about how JBM is going to activate this MPCI integration to make your filing process more seamless and efficient. And after that, we'll also have a small Q&A session for the last maybe 15-20 minutes. However, if time is going a little bit beyond its limit, we request that you can, get a list of your questions. You can email our team members as well, and we'll be able to answer. But this session is designed to answer majority of your queries. So hope we can get started.
Smriti, your screen is blur.
Are you sure?
Yeah, your screen is little blur.
Mr. Ajinkya, Reshma, is it a little blur or is it clear for you all?
It
It's
was
actually
little
blur.
blur, but now it's kind of fine, I think. For me, it is coming okay. No.
Okay, it could be because of network issue. I think most of you are able to see it. It could be because of my network as well. Yeah. I'll do one thing. I'll just try sharing it once more. I think, is it okay right now?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I think it's fine now. Good. All right. So let's get started. Apologies if there is any interruptions. It could be because of network issues, but I'm trying to make sure that this session is as seamless as possible. So if it gets a little bit blur, do let me know. Could be because of network issue. Yeah. All right. So what we have done is we have segregated this webinar into 4 different segments. And in this first segment, I'll be discussing about the MPCI regulatory overview, understanding MPCI and how exactly it works. So MPCI, basically it stands.
Smriti, again it is blur. Ajinkya, for you also it is blur?
Yes, it's actually blur for me also.
Yeah, it's blurred now. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Apologies. Let me just try sharing again. Just a second. Let me just share once more. Just a minute. Is it all right now? I hope.
It's getting blurred.
Still blur. Check your.
No, my network connectivity is fine because you're able to see me. I'm not sure why this
No,
presentation is
actually, your video call is also been.
a little bit
Yeah.
blurred.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm so sorry.
Yes. Sorry for the inconvenience. I think Smriti is joining back. Give us 1 minute.
Hello, can you all see me now? Is it all good?
We can hear you, Smriti.
My camera?
Not yet.
Okay. Zami has responded that he can see.
Okay. Fine. No problem. You can share the screen.
Great. Okay. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah. So let me just share my screen again. Just a minute. All right. My screen is visible. I
Yeah.
hope.
Now it is clear.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I sincerely apologize for the network issue and for interrupting this webinar. I hope from now on it'll get as smooth as possible. So thanks to my team as well. So yeah, the first session we'll be talking about is what is MPCI and a little bit about NAIC as well. So MPCI, as most of you might already know, it stands for Maritime Preload Cargo Information. So around 2025, it was a regulatory requirement that was introduced by our UAE authorities, and it mandates that the electronic submission of the shipment data should be done before the cargo is loaded at the last foreign port of export. So in simple terms, if you want to understand, the shipment information must be declared in advance. So it's more of like a preloading data submission that we are doing. And typically, it should be done at least 24 hours prior to loading. And basically, it's to enable the regulatory assessment before the cargo actually departs for the UAE. And furthermore, this mainly applies to containerized cargo that is destined for transition through or being transshipped via the UAE itself. So, in a sense, we can say that it is more of a pre-screen mechanism, allowing mainly the customs officials to verify or identify if there's any security concerns of the shipments before it reaches the UAE itself. So, as you can see over here, NAIC, it stands for National Advanced Information Center. So this is basically under the Federal Authority of Identity, Citizenship, Customs and Port Security, or in short, we can call it as ICP as well. So NAIC, I would say they don't manage the commercial shipment workflows. Its role is strictly regulatory itself, mainly focused on advanced cargo risk assessment and compliance validation. So next comes is who must exactly file the MPCI. So that's why we have a lot of people who have joined in as well. And generally, the responsibility of to file the MPCI lies with the transport document issuer, meaning that if you are a carrier or a party that issues the bill of lading for the shipment, you are responsible for filing the MPCI. And generally, the filing timelines will vary depending on the type of bill of lading that you're issuing as well, which we are going to cover here. So the first one, as you can see, is shipping lines, which is applicable mainly for the mainline operators. So for shipping lines or mainline operators, when you're issuing the master bill of lading or even direct bill of lading, filing typically must be done. There's a timeline given here as well. For master BL, it has to be done 6 hours prior. 6 hours prior, and direct BL, it must be done 24 hours prior to the vessel loading. And the next category comes, which is applicable for many of our users here as well, which is the freight forwarders and NVOCC. So generally, if you are a freight forwarder or an NVOCC, generally you will be issuing the house bill of lading or co-load bill of lading. All right. So this is mainly applicable for consolidation as well. So for house bill of lading, it is considered that 24 hours prior to loading, MPCI must be filed. And for co-load, which is mainly applicable if you're into consolidation, then it's more of a shorter timeline where it has to be done 6 hours before the vessel loading. Next comes the shipping agent. So the next two categories that I'm going to discuss here is mainly applicable for delegation of filing. So generally, if your mainline operators have appointed a shipping agent, then the shipping agent will have to submit the house bill of lading and the master bill of lading. And you can see respective timelines here are 24 hours and 6 hours prior to loading on the vessel over here. And but one thing I have to mention here is, as a shipping agent, if you're appointed by your respective shipping line, the responsibility or the liability still remains with the shipping line itself. But you and when while you're filing as well, you will have to use the MPCI code that is given by the shipping line. So generally, the it's more of a delegation task, and the responsibility still lies with the shipping line itself. And finally, we have the overseas agent, or as we like to call it, service partners. So if you're a local forwarder and you are appointing your overseas forwarder or overseas agent, then in that case as well, they will generally be filing the house BL 24 hours prior to loading. And in this case also, the responsibility still lies with the local forwarder itself. And you will have to use the responsible party's MPCI code, and the applicable timeline is anyways mentioned over here. So in summary, what I would like to say is the filing responsibility is generally linked with the bill of lading issuer itself, and the timeline depends on whether it is a master, direct, house, or co-load bill of lading. Now, what type of shipments generally should be declared when you are filing the MPCI? So NAIC has set out a set of exemptions as well as those which are applicable for filing the MPCI. So MPCI currently, as you can see, first we'll discuss a little bit about the applicability of this. So in this, the first is, of course, it's mainly applicable for containerized maritime cargo, so associated with the UAE. So specifically cargo that is imported into the UAE, or if it is transshipped in through the UAE ports, or if it is in transit via the UAE as well. And finally, we have the freight remaining on board, or as we call it as FROB, meaning that it doesn't get discharged at the UAE ports, it still remains on the vessel itself. For this also, in these kind of cases, the MPCI will have to be filed. These are the current applications that the government has currently enabled. And we also have a couple of exemptions which we'll be discussing further as well. So anyway, so for inbound shipments, any UAE bound containerized cargo, they have to be declared in advance. Even for transshipment as well, it also applies when containers are being moved through the UAE ports as part of onward transportation. And further, we will also be discussing some special cases scenario and how JBM is going to handle that as well. But as per NAIC and the regulatory requirements, these are the current applications where MPCI would have to be filed. And furthermore, we'll talk a little bit about the exemptions, or currently what has been excluded from the MPCI filing. So right now, as per NAIC as well, export shipments or outbound shipments have been excluded from this current filing requirements as part of this phase. But down the line, it may be introduced, but as of now, it has been exempted. The next one is empty cargo. So of course, there will be certain operational exceptions noted in the advisories, but generally even for empty containers that are empty containers will be exempted from MPCI filing. And other than that, we also have non-containerized maritime cargo. So in this case, if suppose you're handling with RoRo, bulk or break bulk, even these will be completely exempted from the MPCI filing requirements. And we also have wooden vessels. So currently, again, this is excluded from the current phase, but again, they can implement this in the further phases down the line. But as of now, this has been excluded. And we also have cruise effects. So anything related to cruise personal belongings, those will, of course, be exempted from the MPCI filing. We also have other scenarios. For example, if we have a service partner request or overseas agent request, along with agents who are dealing with high volume containers, and probably they have gotten into stack arrangements as well. For that also, there will be special considerations for MPCI filing, which I will cover down when I'm explaining about how JBM has brought up a solution to ensure that your MPCI filing is as seamless as possible. So this is just more of a pretext that I'm giving, and each of these applications and how it will be handled in JBM will be covered up in the next segment.
Smriti, can you go a little slow?
All right, okay. Next, we will cover more about the NAIC requirements and the responses as well. So NAIC, as you already know, they have specifications on how under this MPCI framework, what type of messages should be sent to them electronically, what are they accepting, what type of responses come, and how you as a user or as a forwarder or an NVOCC have to handle that as well. So this is what I'll be discussing in this slide. So the first thing that you need to understand is, as of now, NAIC has declared that they will accept any kind of messages or any of your BL information has to be submitted in the EDI fact Kaskar format only. So if you look into their website as well, or even in their guidelines as well, there are specific set of information that they require, but they will require it in the EDI fact Kaskar format itself. So I'll discuss a little bit more about how what type of data is required, why they require it as well in my next coming slide. But what I mean to say over here is BOLs that are going to be submitted has to be done in the EDI fact Kaskar format. All right. And further to this, what happens is once you submit the Kaskar format with your related BL information, NAIC will respond with two of the response type. So the first one that you will get is an EDI fact control. So this specific message that you get is more validating the technical structure of your EDI fact which you are submitting. All right, because if the structure itself is invalid, then they cannot proceed further for the risk assessment and checking whether the information that is given is valid or not. So the first response that we get is more of a technical validation, whether structurally the file that you're submitting is valid or not. And if this Kaskar file fails this validation, that it has to be corrected and resubmitted before further assessment can take place. So I will tell here itself that this specific response that you're getting is not the final response. It's more like technical corrections have to be done and it has to be validated before the risk assessment actually takes place. And if the message passes through the technical validation, the NEIC will perform a regulatory assessment where they will respond through a CUSRIS. So this is more of the assessment results of your valid CUSCR that has been sent. And they have responded in 3 specific responses that will come from NAIC as well. So these are the 3 responses. You will see ACT, DNL, and RFI. ACT basically stands for accepted, meaning that loading has been approved. So if it has been approved, then you can proceed further with the rest of the requirements as well. The next one is do not load. So do not load or DNL basically means that loading is not permitted until the maybe issue is resolved or not, but basically they will deny loading into the vessel itself because maybe they might have found some security concerns with the shipment itself, which is why they might decline it. But majority of the times, this is what will happen. You will get an RFI or something called as a request for information, where additional clarification or data correction or information has to be submitted to them. So they will probably require some additional information, and your filing party will have to basically review those error details. You'll have to update the submission and resubmit it as well. Now, one more point I would like to tell you that as part of NAIC and some of the timelines that I've mentioned for submitting your master BL, your house BL as well, it's clearly mentioned that either 24 hours or 6 hours before the filing must be done. But if you get an RFI or maybe request for further information, for that, the timeline is not applicable. Basically, they will only see the timeline for your initial submission of your MPCI. However, if there is any corrections or any amendments to your the MPCI filing itself, for that there is no issues with timelines or whether it has to fit within the 24-hour timeline. There is no timeline given for that. So only for the initial submission they verify whether it has come within the time window or not, which will basically be mentioned by NAIC. Not only this, only if it's for RFI as well, even if you're handling switch BL and any other scenarios as well, the time limit will not be applicable. But however, we will only look into the initial submission of your Cusker message rather than the amendments that might come. Now here we'll be discussing a little bit about what exactly NAIC requires and what are some of the data requirements as well. So basically this is also come from the NAIC website itself. So the first thing that they require is the bill information. I think most of you will be aware of it. So basically they will require mainly your bill of lading number, what type of BL is it, whether it is direct or if it's consolidated, and even status, whether it's cancelled or whether it's a new BL that you're trying to issue as well. Next comes the vessel voyage information. So here this is mainly applicable for your mainline operators, where they will have to submit their vessel name, IMO number, voyage number, ETA, and it's mainly required by them. So this is something that they will have to submit if they're filing the MPCI. Next comes the container and seal details. So this is mainly including the container numbers, container type, and your seal number as well. Negotiability. So this is indicating whether the bill is actually negotiable or non-negotiable. And if it is non-negotiable, you will have to mention whether it is for a named consignee or issued to order as well. So that specification has to be given when the message is submitted. After that, we have MPCI code. So it includes the filer's MPCI code and the other and the MPCI codes of the responsible parties as well. Next comes the goods and packages. So here you will have to declare your goods description along with HS code, number, types of packages, weight and volume as well. After that comes party details. So party details, here you will have to include the names along with the addresses of your shipper, consignee, notify party and delivery agents, or if there's any other party that is applicable or included or mentioned in the bill of lading. Along with this, you'll have to mention the related bills. It includes the count of your associated house bills and reference to parent bill if it is applicable. Furthermore, you have to give information about the port. So you will have to give information about the port of loading, port of discharge, transshipment ports, and even the final delivery location as well. And the final one that we have here is the other BL details. So suppose if you'll have to mention additional details like the issuing date of your bill of lading or any other optional information related to the bills, it will be included as part of this segment. So around 10 segments will be required in your Cusker message while you're filing for the MPCI as mandated by NAIC. Now in this, we'll be discussing more about the MPCI filing process. So basically what I've done is I've broken it down into 5 to 6 steps of how you will have to proceed forward with the MPCI filing process. So the first step that you see over here is the registration process. So this is the first mandatory step. So if you are a shipping agent, shipping line, or freight forwarder or NVOCC, it is mandatory that you begin with the registration on the NAIC platform as well. And you can obtain your valid MPCI party ID, which is definitely required for you to proceed forward with the MPCI filing. Without this, you won't be able to move forward. And basically, this serves as a registered identifier for your MPCI submission. So the next step will be your filing channel setup, which I think many of you, if you have already registered, will be aware of it as well. Once you have registered, the filing entity must establish the filing channel. Either you will have to do it through the direct NAIC portal, but most of them, they recommend that you have to go through a certified TSP, or it also stands for technical service provider integration if those platforms are available, to directly upload your or file your MPCI, and it will reach the NAIC portal. The third step that we have here is the shipment data compilation, which is very important. So the data that I've discussed earlier has to be clearly mentioned for each and every shipment. So the required bill of lading, the container details must be compiled and it has to be verified. So it also includes completing all your mandatory data fields and ensuring that your format accuracy and consistency is there before the submission. So it is recommended that the team members or whoever is available in your team should be ready for this process and should be knowing what exactly data, what kind of mandatory fields are required, if the data is accurate or not before you proceed for filing it.
Smriti, can you switch off your video because sometimes it is freezing, and I think because of that, some network issue is there.
Okay, okay. So I'll switch off my camera
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll proceed forward with this. Yeah, okay. Okay, the screen is visible, right? I hope it's not as blurred.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Oh, perfect, perfect. So I'll switch off my camera. Maybe it's causing some issues. All right. And the fourth process that we have here is the submission to the NAIC itself. So as I discussed, when you submit it electronically, the NAIC will do risk screening and regulatory validations of your MPCI that is filed. And based on this assessment, I've also clearly mentioned the three outcomes that will come: clearance, ACT, do not load, or if it's DNL, and request for more information as well. And finally, in the event of an RFI or rejection, all right, so the filing party must be able to update the required information that they have that they are requesting for. You can resubmit that corrected data and continue monitoring the status until the final clearance has been received. So we just divided it down into 5 simple steps over here on how MPCI filing has to be done. So coming to the next session, which is important, we'll be focusing more on the solution overview and how JBM has basically planning to come up with a solution. And we have specifically taken up this project initiative for all our members over here. We understand our users' concern, and to ensure that we are compliant, we have taken up this project initiative to ensure that your MPCI filing is as seamless as possible. So right now, what we'll do is we'll discuss a little bit about how we have come up with a solution, what kind of filing process you will have to follow, and then we'll proceed forward with the next segments. Along with that, I'll also cover up a couple of your filing scenarios as well, so that you won't be having much questions as such. So we'll cover up different scenarios and how JBM is going to provide that solution to you. So why JBM has enabled MPCI integration? I think that's given itself. Of course, we want to ensure that regulatory readiness is definitely there for all our UAE bound containerized cargo. But the main point that I want to mention here is most of our JBM users over here are, of course, preparing the import manifest using our liner agency module. And when you're having majority of that information within our system itself, you can use that same manifest information to file your MPCI directly. So this is one of the most important facts. So because we want to ensure that seamless process is there for each and every one of you. And since you're preparing that import manifest within JBM's liner agency module, using that same import manifest, you can directly file your MPCI itself. This is the main point because this is quite seamless and efficient for you, so that you don't have to go and do another set of data entry maybe in another platform. So this is the most important thing that JBM is trying to provide. Your existing manifest data or import manifest that we are maintaining here will be used for filing the MPCI. And of course, what we are trying to do is, like I mentioned, we are trying to be as we are trying to ensure regulatory readiness for all our UAE-based users. And not only that, we are also the objective. What we're trying to do is we're trying to support automated electronic submission directly from our system itself, so you don't have to depend on any other manual portal filing.
Hello? Yeah, who's this?
All right. Moving on. So,
Hello.
of course, by
Hello. Yes, Smriti. Could you go a little bit slow? Actually, users are
you
asking
want me
you
to go a
to.
bit? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
but
Okay,
A
so
little slow, Smriti, little slow.
okay, fine. Okay, so I'll just repeat once more. So as I mentioned, I'm talking about the why JBM has enabled the MPCI integration itself. So as I've mentioned, if most of you or the users who have used our or who are using our JBM's liner agency module, you'll have to understand that of course you are using the import submodule where you are maintaining and preparing the import manifest. So using that same information which is maintained in our import manifest in JBM, you can use that same information for filing the MPCI. So within JBM itself, we will give a solution for you to directly submit the MPCI within JBM. So this is one of the most important points that is applicable. Furthermore, like I mentioned, we have to ensure regulatory readiness for each and every one of our UAE based users and our clients as well. And furthermore, the objective over here is to ensure that we have supported simple automated electronic submission directly within the system itself. So what will happen here is it will reduce the dependency on manual portal filing. You don't have to go maybe to another platform to file your MPCI directly within JBM itself. You will be able to file it. And of course, because we are integrating MPCI filing within JBM itself, what we are trying to do is we are trying to minimize the manual intervention process. So we can reduce human errors, we can improve your operational efficiency. And anytime you would want to see the NAIC's responses, how many MPCIs have been filed, all of that will be easily available within JBM's solution itself. And of course, finally, we have a lot of system level validations. We understand there's a lot of information and mandatory fields, format requirements, which will have to be checked before it is submitted to the portal. So we have introduced a lot of system level validations to ensure that during your submission process, there won't be any issues. So we can help prevent you from any kind of rejections or even delays as well. Coming to the next session. So in this, I'll be talking about certified TSP and API-based submission. Many of you had questions and queries coming to our team about partnering with certified TSPs who have already been announced by NAIC as well. But this is just an announcement that I would like to tell you that JBM over here is working, and we have also in the works with partnership with multiple, not just one, but more than one certified TSPs itself, so that your MPCI filing submission process will be as seamless as possible. So to ensure that we have compliance and reliability for you users, JBM, what we have done is we have partnered with more than one certified TSPs or technical service providers. We're in the works of it, and soon will be negotiated and will be finalized as well. And with the help of this integration with our certified technology service provider, it will be easily possible for you to approve and process the MPCI submission. So with the help of this partnership, it will enable secure API-based connectivity. So between our JBM ecosystem as well as the NAIC ecosystem, this partnership will be bridging between the two systems and allowing structured and compliant transmission of shipment-based data. And of course, all submissions, rest assured to all of you, a lot of you might be wondering because these are sensitive information. So all our submissions are transmitted through encrypted channels itself. So we are trying to ensure, and we will ensure that data security and integrity is maintained through and through. Additionally, our integration with the certified TSP as well will support real-time validation responses and allowing users to receive status updates directly within JBM. I think this is most important because rather than having to go to multiple platforms, within one platform itself, you'll be able to receive your statuses. You can even proceed for resubmission as well within JBM if you are a JBM user. So since we are partnering up with our technical service providers and we're in the works of it, we recommend you choose to register with JBM as we have already partnered up with these TSPs. And for further questions about registration process, you can contact our sales team as well. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to ensure your daily operations are as compliant as possible. So coming to this first scenario that is very important, this is the diagram that we have prepared for most of you to understand how the MPCI filing will work within the JBM solution. So the first two scenarios that will be load, local import and transshipment. So mainly applicable for our current users using our software. So if you're handling both your local imports as well as transshipments, you will be of course receiving data or your import related data in different formats. So either you will be receiving the principal based EDI, which you upload into the system, or you may enter the manifest information manually within JBM, or sometimes there will be JBM to JBM connection as well, where we'll be directly getting information from other agents using JBM itself. Along with that, I would like to highlight at the bottom over here, you can see JBM AI Assist. So as part of the product team, we are very happy to introduce or soon introduce our product or our additional service called as JBM AI Assist. So AI Assist is an additional, so we already know that artificial intelligence is up and coming in this world. A lot of ERP solutions have integrated with it. So I'm very happy to announce that we'll soon be introducing JBM AI Assist, which is an AI powered service where it can support automated extraction of your bill of lading information. So if you have a simple copy or image of your bill of lading, or if you have an Excel or PDF, our AI assist will be able to extract the relevant information using our prompt as well. So what it can do is it can extract the relevant information and use it for processing for MPCI filing or any other regulatory requirements that you require. So this particular feature that we're going to introduce will help you reduce any kind of manual effort, and it will also help you improve data preparation easily within the solution. So we understand majority of our users are either uploading the principal EDI, or they're manually entering that data, or they're automatically getting it within the import submodule of JBM, as you can clearly see here as well. However, adding this additional feature of AI Assist, which will soon be coming up, will allow you to easily process that data of your bill of lading directly within the system itself. So rather than going for manual entry, this AI Assist will help you capture that data and reduce your manual effort as well. So we're going to introduce this feature as part of your MPCI filing as well. So furthermore, as you can see, these are the different methods in which your data will be inputted into our import submodule, which many of you may or may not be using. And even if you are if you're a forwarder and dealing with consolidation, of course it will be recorded within our uh, import consolidation system as well. So of course, after it has been recorded in our import submodule, the next step it will do is our solution or JBM will prepare the required EDI Kaskar format. So as I discussed before, NAIC requires that your format has to be given in the EDI fact Kaskar format itself. So JBM, what we will do is we will prepare the required EDI fact, we will process it, and we will convert it into a format that is acceptable to NAIC itself. But this will be based on the bill of lading and the container information that you have provided in the import submodule, which you are regularly doing as well. Now, the next step that will happen here is the message gets dispatched directly from our JBM dashboards. So we will dedicate a dashboard for you to visibly see all your pending requirements for MPCI filing, those which have come back with error or those which require resubmission. So we will have a dedicated dashboard where you will be able to view the data clearly within that dashboard. And through that dashboard, it will allow you to simply dispatch it, and automatically our certified TSP, which who we have partnered up with, it will directly get pushed into this certified TSP portal where they will process the data. And as you can see, the API over here stands for application program interface. It's a piece of code, or it's a piece of file basically where it allows system to system communication. So your EDI fact Kaskar will be converted and it will be submitted as an API based message to NAIC portal over here. And once NAIC has completed the validation or the security check format as well, the response is then routed back through the TSP, and finally it will reflect within the JBM dashboard as well. So as you can see here, NAIC response will be received and it will be coming into JBM itself. So you don't have to worry about looking into different dashboards. Our JBM dashboard itself will be able to give you that clear visibility of the MPCIs that you have filed, any errors if it has occurred, or any other resubmission if it is required. It will be clearly visible in the dashboard along with your filing status in real time. All right, so this is how it's a high level workflow that I'm showing you to ensure that there is a smooth filing process for our users using JBM as well. Another recommended fact that I would like to mention is it is recommended that you have to obtain this shipment information. I know the filing mentions 24 hours before, but we recommend that you contact your load port agent at least 48 hours prior to loading, so that there is no discrepancy in the data that you're updating, and there's no delay that might follow. So we recommend that you can get your recommended information for filing the MPCI at least 48 hours prior. All right. So next comes to the MPCI filing scenarios, as you can see over here. And so there are a couple of different case scenarios that I would like to cover up over here, because these questions might come and I would like to clarify those doubts as well, and how it's going to work within JBM as well is what I would like to explain. So as you can see here, there is an option, or there's an option over here called as tax services. So in this tax services, I'm referring mainly to high volume based agents who get into specific port based arrangements for dedicating a specific stack within the port itself. And and in this case also, they would be getting THC or large volume THC based discounts as well. So in this kind of scenario, these kind of agents would probably be coordinating with other agents to benefit from that discount as well. And they will also be involved in the discharge, container discharge in this process. In these kind of scenarios, MPCI filing will have to be carefully considered. It depends on how it has been um, established between the related parties. Generally speaking, it would be the carrier themselves, because when the carrier itself is issuing the bill of lading, they are obligated to file the MPCI. However, if there are arrangements done with your stack service provider also, in those kind of cases, you can let us know, and we'll provide a solution on how they can file the MPCI within JBM itself. And of course, retain on board, as you can see over here. So retain on board here, I'm referring to mainline operators. So if you are any of you all are mainline operators, and if you have specific requirements like this, you can, of course, you can again let us know, and we'll provide this solution for you as well. And finally, service partner. So service partner basically means, if specifically, this is a special service for our freight forwarders. If you are delegating this responsibility to an overseas agent to file your MPCI, then and of course, and if they are not using JBM solution, we will provide this MPCI filing submodule. So what we are planning to do is, apart from your local import and transshipment using our import submodule, we have also we are also planning to give another submodule called as MPCI filing submodule, where not only internal users but specific external users who have requirements of completing the filing process can do it with our JBM's MPCI filing module. So there's a separate subscription plan for this. So at the end of the session, if you have questions, you can contact our sales team as well. So if you know anyone, or if you have any requirements where overseas agents will be doing the filing, or maybe specific mainline operators would have to do the filing, then this specific option will be catered to your needs directly. But as you can see in the rest of this diagram here, the process remains the same. But how we are trying to simplify this process for even external users is basically the external users also will be having an external BL copy. So of course you might have a PDF, you might have an Excel, or you might have a simple image. All right. So even your external users as well, if you have the necessary information available, using our AI assist, this AI will be able to process or extract the relevant information required for filing your MPCI. So that is why these specific features are extremely important, because AI coming into the picture will simplify your process. Your manual submission process will be completely eliminated and everything will be powered through AI itself. So the process again here remains the same. The only difference is you will be the external users can subscribe for our MPCI filing module or sub module itself to complete or process their MPCI filing or to ease their submission process. All right. So this is a quick visibility or an audit trail and visibility for our JBM users, which I would like to discuss. And what we have shown over here, this is a diagram, or it's not a diagram, it's a basically a mock-up that we have given for this, how your dashboard is going to look like. So we have dedicated a specific dashboard for each and every one of our users called as MPCI filing dashboard. So this specific dashboard will give you more visibility on how many MPCIs you have filed this year, how many of them are waiting for approval. As you can see, any of your MPCI files that you have submitted have incurred some kind of error. Or other than that, maybe if there is anything that is requested for more information, all of that will be visible in a single dashboard itself. So having this will give you a uh, centralized look for all of your submission requirements. You will get references or even informations of your BL number, the unique request reference. So each of your filing that you submitted will be generating a unique request reference within JBM itself. So you can track it anytime as well. You will also be able to see the TSP or the our certified technical service providers unique reference number as well. You will also be able to see the origin, destination, HS code, number of containers, ETD, and your status. So this type of visibility or dashboard will give you a clear cut visibility and history tracking of how many MPCIs have been filed or not filed and how many errors have occurred, including NAIC response. So in this specific column here, you can see the NAIC's response as well. So if there is any additional action you have to take against your MPCI, it can be done within this single dashboard itself. And of course, so if there is any errors or some issues that are found within this MPCI filing, and our dashboard and our team will be able to support you during that process as well. And it will be easily possible for you to make corrections within your for resubmission if it has come to that point. So this is just a visibility of how your MPCI filing dashboard would look like. And yeah, just to ease that process or have a clear cut visibility or audit trail of who has filed it, when it has been filed, and more. Next, we'll be discussing in this particular segment, I'll be discussing about the operational impact, basically how this impacts you and what you should be doing in order to prepare. Because already by 31st March 2026 is the cutoff date. By 1st April 2026, it'll be going live. So in order to in order to avoid penalties or delays, and how your team should be geared up is what I'm going to be discussing in this specific slide. So specific pointers on what you should do immediately. So to ensure a smooth transition to MPCI compliance. So what I would recommend is that there are few steps that I would recommend our clients have to initiate. First will be, of course, which I think most of you have done as well, but if you have not, please go ahead and complete your NAIC registration and obtain the MPCI party ID, because without this, the MPCI filing becomes you won't be able to move forward with it. So this particular process is very important. Second, as I mentioned, the specific data requirements that are covered up in my previous slide have to be ready. So ensure your data is ready. Anytime there is incomplete or inconsistent bill of lading or any container information that is invalid, it may result in maybe multiple RFIs or rejections as well. So what can happen is if this happens, it can delay the shipment process. So ensure that all of your team members are aware of this. They are completely compliant with this, and every single information that has to be presented while filing the MPCI has to be prepared and ready. And also be ready for any RFIs as well. So anytime any RFIs comes, you'll have to respond and get the necessary information up to date. Next is, of course, keeping your team aligned. This is important since this is more of both. I think it's a culmination of multiple teams coordinating here, not only just one team like the import team, the documentation team, operations team, finance team. So a lot of teams have to be aligned to make sure that the required pre-loading submission is met within the timeline. So attending webinars, going through the guidelines, and clarifying your doubts have to be done way before, and it should be ensured that each and every team member is very well aligned with this MPCI filing. And of course, not only that, it is important to have, of course, make a team in the sense that you should have clear cut team coordination. So what we recommend is there should be an MPCI SPOC, which is basically single point of contact. So if there is some dedicated person who has defined ownership for filing, monitoring response and handling, it will make your process of MPCI filing much simpler. So if you have a single point of contact or a single person who's, or maybe a small set of team who is owning this specific submission process, it will make it much more easier for management to also have visibility and to have to have an easier team coordination as well. Finally, in this last step over here, ensure that you have to review your shipment volumes. A lot of agents will be dealing with multiple or large volume shipments as well, or if you wish to do bulk MPCI filing as well. So in this kind of cases, you'll have to be well prepared and you'll have to plan or inform the our team also in advance as well, so we can ensure that there is adequate planning done, and bulk filing is also supported, and we also ensure that there is no last minute filing challenges. So these are some points that we recommend as JBM for each and every one of our users to follow it, and even your team members as well to follow this as much as possible. Coming to the almost the last session of our webinar over here, your activation and onboarding plan. So here you will be able to understand a lot of our users have asked as well how JBM is going to support in this process, what is going to happen. So I've given you an overview of how it's going to work within JBM itself, how it's going to make your filing process as seamless as possible. But now let's come into how we are going to activate timelines and dates that you can assure that will be rest assured delivered to you. So this is our, what I'm going to show you is the roadmap for your go live plan. So this line, basically this slide over here, it will outline our planned roadmap towards the full MPCI go live plan. So as you can see over here, this is the first step, that is phase 1, where on 10th of March 2026, we will complete, or we target the integration completion with our certified TSP. So we are trying to, by this time, our integration will be completed, because technically a lot of integration is required, and using this itself, we'll have to ensure that everything is secured and compliant connectivity is also there. So by 10th March, our integration with our not just one, but more than one certified TSPs will be done. Our second phase will be on 20th of March 2026. We plan to release the beta version of our the import integration over here. So while we introduce this to you all, basically there is a beta release that we will do. So you can also start filing your MPCIs beginning this specific date itself. So during this phase, our team will be helping you out throughout this process. We'll be ensuring that you will have an ease of flow, or if there is any issue that happens, we will be there to support you during this filing process. Since this is a beta release, we will ensure that every single filing is happening as seamless as possible, and any problems that arise, we will be there to support you during that period. Next comes on 25th of March 2026. We will be releasing we will be beta releasing our generic MPCI filer submodule. So first we're targeting our internal users to be able to file the MPCI within JBM itself. However, we will also by 25th, we are planning to release our generic MPCI filer. So as I had mentioned, the special case scenarios or overseas agents wishing to file, they can definitely contact our sales team in order to get a glimpse of the generic MPCI filer and be able to, simply just upload their bill of lading that they have using our AI assistants and processing that for MPCI filing. And finally, yeah, by 1st of April 2026, you will definitely go live with your MPCI filing. And I know it seems a little bit, our timeline seems a little bit tight across the industry, but rest assured, I'll let you know that we are working extremely closely with our certified TSPs to optimize your connectivity, validation handling, and response management. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to ensure that the transition for our clients is as seamless and effortless as possible. So these are some of the timelines that we wish to, because these were a lot of questions that were asking. So we wanted to discuss that in this webinar. So our focus right now is not just only on compliance, but to ensure that your stability, usability, and operational continuity do not have any kind of disruption. So that comes to the end of this webinar. I thank each and every one of you for attending and for letting me walk you through this MPCI regulatory framework, as well as how JBM is planning to provide you this solution as well. So right now, what we will do is, since there's already a bit of time crunch, maybe we'll spend the next 5 minutes to answer some of your queries. And since it's gone a little bit beyond time limit, we request that you can maybe compile your set of questions from your team. You can email it to this email ID, sunil@jupiterbs.com. Our team will definitely get back and we will clarify your questions as well. So thank you very much. And I also apologize for any kind of technical inconvenience this may have caused due to my network instability, but hope this has been meaningful and understanding for each and every one of you. Mr. Sunil, you can hear me, right? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this insightful session and for giving me this opportunity to discuss. So we have a lot of questions here. I think let's take it up. Before we start with the question sessions, what we will do is, I have some of my colleagues here. I hope Mr. Sachin and Mr. Ajay, have you all joined?
Yeah, they are here.
Are you able to unmute and speak? Mr.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Mr. Ajay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So we'll opened up for, I think, let's take a couple of questions in the next 4 or 5 minutes or so. And of course, yeah, rest assured, this PPT has been, what we will do is we'll send it as a PDF format to our JBM users. And this recording will also be available anytime you wish to access it. All right. So let's start with the Q&A. Let me just quickly go through it.
Yeah. Regarding the service provider, currently we are still finalizing with a couple of them. We will soon let you know in the coming week of who are all we are trying to get on board. Okay. So right now we don't have a clarity on that part. There's just integration that's happening, but we'll surely let you know by early next week on that part. Yeah. Any other questions?
If there are any questions, please drop it on chat or the Q&A session. Yeah.
Yeah, regarding the air MPCI for air freight, there is nothing called as MPCI for air. They have something called as a PLAIC for air imports. Okay, it's preload air cargo information. Currently, we have no much information about that, but we'll be exploring that part as well. Okay.
Ajay, there is a question for Switch BL.
Switch BL, I think Smriti will be able to answer this better, more of a functional side of it.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, for filing the Switch BL, filing will be required, but right now they haven't mentioned any timeline as such. Again, we'll have to get a little bit more clarity. I can do a little bit more research and talk to some relevant parties to get more information on this. But as per what I've read and gone through the UAE guidelines, Switch BL is required, but right now it's not coming within a specific timeline for 24 hours or 6 hours, like how it was mentioned in the master BL and the direct bill of lading that I discussed.
So we have a question from Miss Vandana. Agent is filing MPCI in UAE. So is it necessary for the principal also to file MPCI who is based in Pakistan? No, see, basically MPCI is to be filed by the local companies, right? I mean, the company should be registered in UAE. Okay, so if there is a nomination agent or you have an overseas agents, these are the agents who will be filing the MPCI. They can register themselves with the MPCI ID if they have a company out of UAE, but they'll require those MPCI codes if probably to file the MPCIs. Okay. Miss Sindhu, regarding the rates, we will again, like I said, we are discussing in discussions with the TSP. We'll get back to you early next week on the pricing on these MPCI requirements. Yeah. What is the testing period? Yeah, so currently we are, it's basically in a integration mode. So testing, we want to release it as soon as possible. Like Smriti mentioned in her timeline, I think by 10th of March, we will be having, or 20th of March, we'll be having the beta release. And then,
Yes, yes, exactly.
yeah,
So, like I mentioned, so the integration with our TSP, like he mentioned, we are in the works of it. So, by 20th of March, when we are doing the beta release itself, the testing will be done during that time. So, our team will be there a little bit for hand holding to ensure that that process is as seamless as possible. But during the beta release itself, we will ensure that testing happens with live data.
I have somebody called Info Mumbai. I don't know the name. Kindly update status for export CRO generation and invoice. I mean, MPCI is before all these processes. So it's a regulatory requirement for all, sorry, export CRO. No, there is no MPCI for exports. Okay. There is no MPCI required for export shipments. The MPCI is required only for import shipments, imports and transshipments. Yeah. MPCI will not be integrated, Mr. Sri Kumar Menon. MPCI will not be integrated with Dubai Trade. Even if they integrate, it's between the two government entities. We'll get to know. But right now, as far as we are concerned, it's not going to be integrated with Dubai Trade. Dubai Trade is going to be a separate. I think it's for the DO issuance and payment processing. Yes, Mr. Hari, Mr. Sunil is the contact person in charge for MPCI related queries. You can always call him. Yeah, Mr. Madan, again, as I mentioned, the import agents, those who are based out of UAE, can only file these MPCIs currently. Companies based out of UAE. Jinesh and Hi Smriti, how about MBL and HBL filing? Only we have to file HBL from our end, as MBL will be filing as main agent. Yes, Smriti, you want to answer that?
No, I didn't get the scenario, Mr. Jinesh. Could you elaborate a little bit further? Like, Is this a consolidation-based shipment you're talking about, or just uh, full container based? If it is full container, then you will have to do it, yes. You mentioned what about MBL and this? Only we have to file HBL from our end, as MBL will be filing. Yeah, even if, yeah, see, what is happening is, even if your main agent is issuing the MBL, I believe that you are issuing the HBL. So as per NAIC, even if you are a forwarder or an NVOCC, and if you are issuing that bill of lading, even HBL has to be filed as well. The only exemption is if the shipping line has appointed a shipping agent, or in that kind of scenarios, then there is a specific difference. But since you are also issuing the HBL, then yes, you will have to file the MPCI. Is it required? Yeah.
For air imports, like I mentioned, it is classy, okay, preload air cargo information. Currently, we have not enabled that. So it's not MPCI, it's going to be PLACI.
Yeah, PLACI.
Yeah. MPCI is applicable for console shipment. Yes, it is applicable for console shipments as well. As a line filing, we have to include SOC shipments or not. Any import shipments, I think, needs to be filed. We just need to know the scenario on SOC shipments, probably. If you have if it's an HBL, I think you'll have to still do the MPCI on behalf of the consignee. For multiple cargo and multiple HBL.
Yeah, definitely. If there are different set of cargo, maybe in the case of like consolidation, and if there are multiple HBLs, it has to be filed. It has
Yes,
to be
this
filed.
MPCI has to be filed before the vessel is sailing from port of loading. Or before,
Before
yeah,
loading on vessel.
vessel, yes,
Mr.
before loading on
Anupama from
vessel.
Livro Shipping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before loading on vessel itself, that's why we recommend at least 24 hours before, 24 hours before it has loaded on the vessel, you have to include.
Akhil, currently, no, your overseas agents cannot file MPCI. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shruti, right? I mean, cannot file
Be possible to
MPCI.
file MPCI by our overseas agent if they are using JBM. See, it depends. See, overseas agents can, but the only thing is they have to register also, and they have to clearly specify the MPCI code. So if you have the dedicated MPCI code, they can file on behalf of you, and but still the responsibility still remains with you. Only thing is when they are filing it, they have to clearly mention that it has been delegated to someone else, and they have to mention your MPCI code while filing. That's what I discussed about overseas partners filing. Someone has mentioned here, we have already registered with the TSP. What is the additional benefit that we will gain? All right, so like I mentioned, if you're already a JBM user, you will be aware that all your import related data and manifest is within JBM itself. So using the manifest information within JBM, you'll be able to submit it directly from the system. So you don't have to go to another system and submit it. Within JBM itself, you'll be able to do it. Yeah. There's one more question. If I'm doing import shipment from NSA to Jebel Ali, should I file before vessel sailing from POL? And after filing, is the regular process same like existing, or only MPCI is required? Yeah, filing should be done, like I mentioned, 24 hours before it has been loaded on the vessel itself. And you'll have to, like I mentioned, or recommendation is there, you have to coordinate with your export agent at least 48 hours before, because this type of information that you required will be required at least minimum to ensure that there is no delay. It is recommended that you get 48 hours before this one. So yes, 100% you have to file it. And after filing is the process remains the same. Like I mentioned, this MPCI filing is more of a regulatory requirement. It's more like it's a pre-screening process before for the customs agent to know that whether the cargo entering into UAE is secure or not. So yes, it has to be done. But the process, yeah, after that it remains the same. It's just an additional process that they have introduced for screening the cargo.
There's a question from Ms. Sindhu. We have already registered with TSP. What is the additional benefit that will give?
That's what I
Yeah, I
discussed. Yeah.
mean, yeah. So the additional benefit is, yeah, you can go ahead and
Yeah, I just
file
answered
it
that just
seriously.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. We are using third-party stacks. Yes, like Smriti mentioned that we have MPCI sub-module for such requirements.
Yeah.
But I think if it's a third-party stack, you'll have to ask your third-party stack service provider to file it on your behalf.
Yeah.
This is what we are expecting as a regulatory requirement, right? Because the responsibility lies with the person who is clearing the shipments. ROB containers, yes, ROB containers need to file on the need to also file MPCI. It is mandatory. Yeah, we have to use ODEX for filing.
You can
Yeah,
use
so
it now.
currently I cannot confirm on the TSPs. We'll confirm it by early next week on the uh, if it's ODEX or if it's any other service provider. Okay. No, you don't have to use ODEX for filing. If you are subscribed with JBM, you can simply use JBM for submitting your MPCIs. We have one shipment from Taiwan by March mid. So yeah, I think so. You will have to see the MPCI is getting mandatory only from 1st of April. So if there are any shipments that are coming after 1st of April, we recommend that you register and at least update it on the NAIC portal directly in that case.
There's one question, Mr. Ajay. What about if any short shipped units from POL after filing MPCI, how to proceed?
You'll have to do a new MPCI filing again.
There's another question. We have not registered with NAIC till now. Do you have guidance on how to register as well? Okay.
We-
So, of course, Mr. Ajay, you want to speak or shall I
No,
proceed?
no, go ahead.
Okay. See, if you go to the NAIC web, the registration portal itself, there are multiple options: shipping agents, shipping line, freight forward, and NUSCC. So, what I would like to first, you will have to clarify is what type of activities you're doing. So, if you are doing generic like liner agency activity or forwarding related activity, you have to register as a freight forwarder or NVOCC category. So shipping agents, it's more applicable to those that are appointed by mainline operator. So if you are a shipping agent who's appointed by your mainline operator, you'll have to register accordingly. However, if you want more guidance, we can send, I think NAIC has given a specific presentation. They have a document on how to complete the registration process. So maybe our team, we can share that across to get more understanding on that.
If you have filed the MPCI and container got shut out at POL, then what will the process? Ajinkya, I mean, this is a more of a detailed question. Ajinkya, would you like to answer this? Is he there?
Hello.
Will there's a question, Ajinkya. I mean,
Yeah. I'm also not sure on this particular part. We can note
okay.
down this point and we can come back with her.
We'll get back to you, Miss Sanjana.
See, it really depends. See, it really depends on when the shutout happens. See, like I mentioned, because 24 hours before it has been loaded on the vessel itself, the container, basically the MPCI is filed. However, if it is happening after it, then again we'll have to check with some related parties to understand better, because these are some situational scenario based things that actually happen. So we'll discuss this and get back. But generally speaking, MPCI normally is filed probably before it is loaded on the vessel. So most probably my this one is it mostly will be filed because the shutdown might be happening much later. But again, in certain scenario specific cases, then yes, we'll do a little more research on that and we'll get back to you. Mr. Ajay, there's a question: can POL directly submit the BL on JBM domain or mail ID for MPC, or only we have to upload on JBM?
You will be having a portal which can be accessed from anywhere. Okay, currently we have not enabled any mail transmission system wherein you email us and it gets automatically updated. But we are also working on that kind of scenario. Yeah. But currently, you'll have to log in into JBM for doing the MPCI process. Finish. The POL can also file instead of PO. Sanjana, is that a question or?
No, I
Uh,
think she's stating when I was explaining. Again, that's what we'll look into it. Yeah, correct. It depends on like whether they are filing it on behalf of the POD agent, meaning if the UA agent is the POD agent itself. However, yeah, it really depends actually. Normally, if they might be filing it beforehand itself, before the shutout process actually happens. However, when the shutout happens, what happens exactly to that, we'll have to we'll get back to you on that for sure. What is the penalty for late filing? I had tried to research on the exact penalty. This one I could not get much on this. But again, if there is anything, we will email it to you all and we'll mention if there is any further information on it. Mr. Ajay, there's another question. Is MPCI linked to discharge list of DPW and any restrictions if MPCI approval is not yet received and POL has loaded the cargo?
no, there is no connection between the discharge list and MPCI, but yes, I think there will be some kind of a validation that they'll be bringing in. Right now, they have not mentioned any of these validations that are available, but I'm sure if you are trying to discharge at the port, I'm sure they will be connecting it with the MPCI information, marrying your manifest data with the MPCI information.
Next question, if we upload the BL on JBM, it will automatically integrate to this one or no, see,
Yes.
yeah, you want to go
Yeah,
ahead?
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So like I mentioned in that diagram itself, your BL is anyways captured on JBM, which you are anyways doing as a normal process. Again, you don't have to sit and upload it on any other portal or in our JBM solution. As and when we have recorded your BL information in our JBM's import submodule, we have automatically integrated with our this NAIC portal through our certified TSP. So as it is already uploaded, you just have to click on one submit button. It directly gets registered, it gets pushed into the NAIC portal through our TSP. So you don't have to upload again. No, if you have already uploaded the BL and JBM, you just have to submit it through our dashboard.
So I think we'll close it. The last
Yeah,
4
so I
minutes,
think
we'll
we've
close it by 2. Yes.
I think we have answered majority of the questions. For any other further clarifications, what we can do is you can send an email or you can just compile all your questions maybe after discussing with your team and send it to us. And we'll try to get back answering all your queries as well. Mr. Ajay, I think we can share the presentation as well, right? I think most of them have requested it as well.
Yes, we can share the
Okay, so and this
presentation.
recording will also be available, so you can revisit it again. So of course, because we're running short of time, we'll have to end this webinar, but we do recommend our team is ready to help. You can compile all your questions, just email it to us and we'll be ready to answer your queries. Again, like I mentioned, thank you very much for attending this detailed webinar. I hope it was quite insightful and quite gave you more information and about this as well. And you got more insight on how JBM is planning to make this experience as seamless as possible for you all. So I humbly thank each and every one of you, and we'll end this session and see you all soon. Of course, this is our first webinar that we have conducted, and down the line, of course, there are a lot of compliance related requirements, specifically in the UAE or maybe in other parts of the world as well, and how JBM is trying to integrate or JBM is trying to you know be compliant with that, how we're trying to provide the solution will be taken up in maybe further webinars as well. So we encourage you to join any further webinars or just look out for your announcements that come out for any webinars that might be coming up soon. So do check out and do register for this and encourage your team members to join as well.
Sometimes, sorry, sometimes our mail may come to your spam. So please check our newsletters in your spams
Yeah.
also. And there is a information we'll be sending. And very soon we'll be conducting the webinar for e-invoicing, which is happening in UAE. So we'll keep you posted on the e-invoicing. And let's get connected soon. Thank you all. Sorry for the disturbance in between we had. And if there is anything, you can contact me. Most of them have my number. and we'll be sharing this presentation, and it has my number as well as my email ID. So you can contact me anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Have a
all, and have a very good day. Thank you. Thank you to my colleagues, Mr. Sunil, Mr. Ajay, Mr. Ajinkya, Reshma. Thank you all for joining and supporting as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.